Haven't golfed since last year's Blue Jay Gala, so yesterday's golf was pretty challenging at times, but fun. What a great honor for me to be up here today. It's incredible. I couldn't believe it when I got the call from Scott Crawford that I was going in. He said it was the overall body of work, not so much your career. And I thought that was pretty cool because I'm proud to be a Blue Jay. What can I say? Out of high school, tough decision. I was 17. My father signed my first contract. I don't know what they were thinking, letting me go to St. Catharines, Ontario, and play. I just got my driver's license. And 5.5 years in the minor leagues, climbed up through the minor leagues, 4 instructional balls, 2 winter balls in Venezuela. People don't realize how much of a commitment it is to play and to just the challenges on your family, being gone all the time. Living out of a suitcase. I'm not going to cry river here, but I can tell you that it does take a commitment, and it's not for everyone. I'll tell you a quick story. I played with this guy in A-ball. He was a good player. He was a switch hitter, college player, could play all 3 infield positions. He could even play short. And he ended up quitting. He didn't want to play anymore. It wasn't for him. He said his girlfriend wants him to come home and get a normal job. 8 years later, I'm at the Dome, coming out of the Dome, and I said, "Dan Etzweiler, is that you?" He goes, "Yeah, it's you. Is that you, Pat?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Come on, tell me you're still with her, right?" He goes, "No, man." He said, "No, he said, I've been with her for years." I said, "Oh, man, damn." So my point is that it's not for everybody. So I get up to the big leagues in '91, September call-up. Did not have the greatest year in AAA. I mean, I remember Guzman and I played the minor leagues together, and Guzzi went up after Steve got hurt. And then I get a September call-up. I'll never forget Bob Baylor, my AAA manager. He comes in, he says, "You're going up to the big leagues." I said, "What?" I'm like, I'm okay. I'm not doing great right now in AAA. He goes, "You're going to the big leagues." I said, "Oh, man, that's unbelievable." Off I go to Toronto. I'm up there in Toronto. We're in the pennant race, by the way. We got a stacked team. 91 was a great club. I didn't pitch much. I actually basically just pitched when the game was out of hand. We call it the mop-up guy. So there I was the mop-up guy. And Cito was great because I trained for 5 years in the minor leagues as a starting pitcher. When I got to the bullpen, it was very difficult for me to get ready fast. And he was great. He protected my arm. When I look back, that was really smart. And so he says, "Tell Pat's got the 7th inning." And it was the 5th inning. So he gave me 2 innings to get ready, which is crazy. They don't run bullpens like that, right? So I warm up. I'll never forget this. Back then we sat on the perch, and some guys still sit on the perch, some guys sit down low. But back then, Wardo and Hentgen were like 1 and 2, man. Just stud 1 and stud 2, right? So I'm warming up, and there was a mound difference from maybe 6 feet from the mound to the gate to get in. And at that time, there was no rug there was no mat, it was cement. Well, you know what happens when you go steal cement. I go wham! Right on my butt. It didn't hurt or anything, I was fine. But all I remember is Wardo and Hentgen pointing down at the perch going, so I make my debut, I go running out, I can't feel the mound. I could not feel the field at all. It felt like Cloud 9, I'll never forget it. Bob Melvin, Orioles. Bob Melvin was a backup catcher, I think, at the time. He was playing. I struck him out on 5 straight fastballs. Trust me, I had no idea where the ball was going. I was just trying to throw it in the box. I remember thinking I wanted to tell Cito, I'll show Cito I could throw strikes. Because, I was a 90 walk guy in minor leagues, and I learned how to try to command my fastball. So, one of the things I always preach to the kids is gosh darn it, get fastball command. You can pitch forever if you have fastball command. And when the whole stadium knows you're throwing a fastball and it's 2-1 to Miguel Cabrera, and you can reach back and throw a fastball down and away, you're going to have a lot of success in baseball. Okay. Everyone asks me what my favorite team moment was, or what's my greatest moment, and it's easy for me. It was Game 4, 1993 World Series in Philly. We win 15-14. I didn't even pitch. Okay? It was the most unbelievable thing because we came in, we win the game, we come back into the clubhouse, and it was like 25 guys in a circle, like a high school football game. I get chills thinking about it. It was the coolest moment of my career. Everybody's just clapping, going crazy. And I just never forget, I'm thinking, okay, we're up 3-1, we got Guzman and Stewart. I think we're looking pretty good, okay, to win that thing and bring it back to Toronto. The Cy Young, for me, it's a team award. I'm very proud of it. It's a really cool thing. himself, just to get that out of the way a little bit. But, I did make 3 All-Stars in my career. I did not make it the year I won the Cy Young. People forget that. I don't know what the manager was thinking. But, I win the award, second closest vote of all time. Pettit finished second. And it was a great thrill. I'll never forget that one. I still work for the club. I'm very proud of that. I mean, Beeston, you've been phenomenal. It's so funny, when Alex was our GM, Alex's box was 2 suites down, and I'd go watch some innings with him, and then I'd come watch some games with Paul and Cito and Howie. And Paul would say, "What the hell do you want to go down to Alex's box for?" I said, "Paul, I got a brown nose down there, man. I mean, he's the general manager, right? I gotta show up and watch some innings with him." He goes, "He doesn't drink beer. Why don't you stay here and drink beer with me?" I said, "You got it, baby. You got it." Alex was a GM. I knew where the totem pole started, and I knew Alex was second in command there. So it was a great journey. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't have done it without my family. My mom and dad are here. My mom's here, and great parents. I have the best parents. I still have a great mom. Drive me all those Little League games. And then my wife Darlene, great wife. Remember, every guy that plays has got a great wife at home. I know Dennis touched on it, we've all touched on it all here, but it's hard, we're gone. She's raising my girls, did a great job. I got 2 at Michigan State, I'm so proud. And Madison, my youngest, she's 15, she's just finished 9th grade at Lutheran High North, so I'm so proud of you 3. My sister Kelly is here. Great sister, all my extended family. I mean, gosh, I could name them all. We got a lot of cousins and relatives from Chatham and Windsor. So it's been a great, unbelievable weekend. I think that it's not my last time I'll ever come to St. Mary's, that's for damn sure. It's my first, but it won't be my last. I'd also like a special thanks to Beeston, Pat Gillick, Gordash, Don Welke, Bob Engel, Mel Queen, Bobby Maddock, and Cito Gaston. I wrote down right here, I said, now that's a Hall of Fame staff. Okay? The game, I'm reading them off again. Beeston, Gillick, Ash, Welke, Engel, Queen, Maddock, and Gaston. No wonder we won 2 World Series, okay? There's the reason, right? Beeston, I can't talk enough about you. You've been great to me, man. And Pat Gillick, I don't know, wherever you go, wins follow. That's what I've seen over your career. Tremendous. Gord Ash and I, Gord did all my deals in the minor leagues. Then he was doing all my deals in the big leagues. He gave me my first long-term deal. Just so proud. I couldn't believe it. I think I was locked up for 4 years, and then it was like 2 years into it. He came back, gave me another extension. I remember talking to Bob Lamont and saying, "Are you kidding me? They're going to do what?" I said, "Let's get that thing done." I like Toronto. I lived 4 hours from Toronto, right on the other side of Sarnia. So it's just a great thrill for me to be up here. I know it's been a long day. I know everybody's hot, and I know I am anyway. I'm looking forward for a beer. Yeah, I'm watered out, by the way, in the front row. But I just wanted to thank all the coaches, too, that I had, like all through high school, and just, I had a really cool coach. It's funny, Dan Preed, my JV coach, is here. He actually pitched me when we were in high school. My senior year, I didn't pitch till my 9th game. People don't realize that. I played shortstop. And I remember I went in to ask the coach, I said, "You know what?" I said, "I think we're a better team when I pitch." He goes, "I think we're a better team when you play short." And I said, well, we kept getting rained out. We finally had 2 games back to back, and I finally got the pitch. It's a complete game shutout, like 12 strikeouts in high school, right? Woo! And all I did was throw 4-seam fastballs. I didn't even have a curveball. There was no signs. There was no breaking ball. None of that. And I remember after the game, I went back, the coach called me back in and he says, "You know what, Pat?" He says, "You were right. We're better when you're on the mound." So, yeah. But a special thank you to the fans, great fans. It's a real quick story. When I retired in July of '04, it was a tough time. I was struggling. I mean, for those that know baseball, every time I threw it over the white, I was backing up third, right? I mean, it was brutal. Like every time I threw it on the strike zone, whack, you know? So I finally, I talked to my wife and my dad and my mom and my agent, and they're all like, don't do it, you know, you signed a contract, man up, finish the year. You know, the Jays put me in the pen that year. I hadn't pitched in 11 days. We went to Puerto Rico, and Bruce Walton was the bullpen coach, a friend of mine. And it started pouring in Puerto Rico, so we ended up going and just sitting in the bullpen. I said, you know what, I'm not going to go in the clubhouse. Those guys play cards and all that. I'm just going to sit out. It was just kind of cool. We were in like this awning, and an hour and a half goes by, and the phone rings. The score's 9-1, by the way. How I started my career mopped up, I finished it that way too, just to give you an idea. So it's 9-1 in Puerto Rico, and the phone rings, and Bruce goes, you're going in. You know, when the game resumes, you're in. And I remember that was the first time in my heart that I didn't want to pitch. Like, I just didn't have that fire, that competitiveness that you guys have talked about. And, you know, when you don't have that compete inside your blood, it's time to go home. And I have no regrets from when I made my decision. Do I regret leaving in the middle of the season? A little bit for my teammates and for the fans. I get that. But the time spent at home, my oldest was 10. I got to go to basketball games that year. It was pretty cool. And, you know, so I got to be dad. So looking back, it was a great career. I really had a great time. The fans in Toronto are fantastic. The organization's been unbelievable. I still work for them now. I'm very proud of that. And you know, I've done a few different roles, but for the most part, I really like the role I'm in. I can get home a little bit. I can make my own schedule, so I feel very blessed. And I'd also like to thank the Canadian Hall of Fame. It was, what an honor. I mean, I can't tell you, what a fantastic weekend. And yeah, it's just been awesome. So I just want to say thanks again. It's been a great honor, great weekend, phenomenal, awesome day, and just let's enjoy it.